showing you some hairstyles that are worn by superhero women from Marvel and DC. I love superhero movies. They're like my favorite genre ever, and the hairstyles can be so beautiful. So I just picked a few of my favorites to show you in this video, so I hope you enjoy this video. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to start out with Gamora's hair from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So you're going to start out by picking up a section from the nape of your neck and pulling that forward, and then you're just going to do a regular braid with this all the way down. Then once you get to the end of the braid, secure it with an elastic. And she has little beads in the braid. If you wanted to, you could just put the beads through your hair and then have them randomly in the braid. That would look cool. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna leave it as a plain braid. So then just pick up a section near your part and begin twisting the hair back, picking up small sections as you go. Once you've pulled in all the hair from like right behind your ear forward, you can just twist the hair a little bit till it reaches the back of your head, and then pull apart the twist to make it disheveled and a little more messy and lived in. I'm going to secure it with a clip first and then pull it apart even more. And just repeat the same thing on the other side. So then just pull both twists to the back and secure with an elastic. So you're just going to take your ponytail and wrap it very loosely without twisting it into the shape of a bun and pin in place. And then just make sure to pin down any weird spots. It might take a while to get it perfect, but once you do, that is it. And I know I don't look a thing like Gamora, but I really love wearing this hairstyle. It's still really cool and just looks like a warrior. So what I'm first going to be doing is making a mohawk section in between my temples, going to about the crown of my head. And then I'm just going to secure this out of the way for now. And then you're going to make two smaller sections on either side so we can do some little Dutch braids. And you want this section to be no more than an inch wide, maybe even less than that. And then just pull all the rest of your hair into a low ponytail. So then let down your two smaller sections, and we're going to be doing some little Dutch braids with this. So just go to one side and pick up a really small section of hair and split it into three. You want this section to be tiny. And then just begin braiding under the middle section and incorporate very small sections as you go. Once you've finished Dutch braiding that whole section, just braid a few inches normally. And then just hold your place and repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so then just let down that top section, and we're going to be doing a Dutch fishtail braid with this. So what you're going to do is pick up a smaller section from the front and split it in two. And then we're basically going to do a normal fishtail braid, but you're going to be braiding under instead of over and incorporate small sections. So take the outside strand and braid it under, and then pick up an outside strand, braid it under, and then when you go to add in sections, pick up a small section, pick up a section from your base sections, braid them both under, and just continue doing that with this whole mohawk section. So then for the fishtail braid, you want to make it huge because Antiope's braid was huge. So all you're going to do is just go to each individual piece that you crossed over and pull it apart. And this is going to be a lot easier to do if you have texture in your hair. So as I said earlier, maybe you should have some curls or texturizing spray. It'll just help a lot. And then just continue on with a regular fishtail braid. And then when you get to the point where you add in the two Dutch braids, just add them in, taking out the clips of course. Once you're even with the ponytail, split it in two as well and continue on with the fishtail braid. So then I had a whole bunch of ends that were sticking out because my hair's shorter, so I'm just going to secure it at right here. Even though the ends are longer, I think it still looks fine, and her ends were pretty long anyways, so it'll be fine. But now you're going to go in and pull the braid apart again because you want it to be as big as you can possibly get it. So then the last things to do is just to fix any little problems with bobby pins. So if there's any weird things sticking up, just pin them down. And then one thing I like to do is to pull it apart and then to pin each side to your head with a bobby pin. That really makes it expand even more, and it will stay in place because the bobby pins are locking it down. And there you go for Antiope's Warrior Fishtail Braid. Okay, so now we're going to be doing Black Widow's side braid or French braid that she wears in Infinity War, or not Infinity War, Endgame. For this hairstyle, you're going to start by parting your hair on one side, and then we're going to be doing a Dutch braid with this. Something I didn't do in my other tutorial, but realized that it is actually a Dutch braid, not a regular braid. So you're going to start out with a small section right at your part. Split it into three, and we're going to begin a Dutch braid, but you're going to be braiding in very small sections as you go. So pick up a very small section and braid it under on one side, small section on the other side, braid it under. You don't want to add big sections or else you only have a few links of the braid. Once you've braided a few inches with the Dutch braid, then just braid a few inches normally. And secure it with an elastic. So then you're just going to make a French braid in the back. So pick up a section of hair from your crown and split it into three. Just begin braiding over the middle section this time and incorporate all your hair. Don't forget to braid in the braid we did at the beginning. Once you've done the French braid, then just braid all the way down normally. And secure it right there in place. And the last step is just to loosen up some pieces around your face to make it look like you've been fighting past Thanos. And that's it. Next hairstyle, I'm going to be doing Little Wonder Woman. So I have seen so many tutorials come out on YouTube about how to do Wonder Woman's braid. However, I haven't seen that many on how to do her braid when she was younger. So this is the scene where she's training with Antiope and she has this really pretty half-updo, braided half-updo that I'm going to show you how to do right now. So you're going to start out by parting your hair on the side. So on this side you're going to pick up a smaller section of hair and we're going to be doing a lace braid, and that's where you just braid in hair from one side. So you're going to be braiding over the top normally, and on the bottom pick up a little more hair. And then on the top braid normally, bottom pick up a little more hair. And you want to go in smaller sections, so don't pull in really big sections, just go smaller with them. You don't have to go tiny, but just a little bit smaller. And you're just going to do this lace braid till you get right over your ear. And then you're just going to do this braid all the way down. And secure it temporarily right there. And then we're going to do a French braid on this side. So it's basically the same thing we did on the other side, but this side you're going to be picking up hair from both sides. So again, start out with a small section of hair, split it into three, and begin braiding over the middle section, braiding hair from both sides, and when you braid in hair, braid in very small sections, going to right above your ear. And then just pull both braids to about the nape of your neck. and then just secure it there with an elastic. And then if your hair is long enough, you can gather it in a very low ponytail, like at the very ends of your hair. However, my hair would just fall out of that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick to the half updo. Still captures that look just as well, and it works on shorter hair. Start out by sectioning a section from the top of your head and sweeping that straight back. And this should be about 2 inches behind your hairline. So we're not going to touch this for now, but I wanted to get it out of the way. Then with the hair left in the front, you might look like a early 2000s chick. But what you're going to do, first of all, you're going to let out just like a few pieces around your face. And then all the hair that's in the front, you're going to pick up and then split it into 2. And then just do a regular braid with this, but you want to start the braid a little farther back and braid pretty loosely. And just secure your braid right there. And then collect all the hair that's left in the front and repeat that process again. Just braid loosely all the way down. And just repeat the same thing on the other side. And by the way, you do want a middle part. Okay, so then we're going to let down the section that we clipped up earlier and just split that into 3. And then you're just going to do a regular braid with this. And once you get to basically about the point that these braids start, you're going to pull them in. But when you pull them in, you want to kind of let them be a little bit droopy. So once you've gotten a few inches past when you put the braids in, just secure your hair with an elastic and pull apart the big braid just so it's extra fluffy. And then this braid fell out. I don't really know what was going on there. So I'm just going to add it into the braid, but I'm going to pin it in place. Okay, so we're almost done. There's just a few things we need to fix. So first of all, the 2 braids, they come into the big braid at different times because they're at different sides. I kind of want to make them look like they're coming into the braid together. So I'm just going to take the braid that's lower and pin it a little bit higher. That'll just make things a whole lot more just together looking. And I'm going to do that again a little bit lower. Just pick up the braid, tuck it into the big one, pin it in place. So then there's this piece that's kind of sticking up in the front, so I'm just going to pin it down to my head and everything should be fine. And there you go. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and be sure to subscribe below because I post hair tutorials every single Monday and fashion videos on Friday. And be sure to tell me in the comments below which one of these hairstyles was your favorite and what video would you like to see next. And don't forget to share this with a friend who is a comic book nerd and a hair nerd. Alright guys, bye.